Hey guys. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Aaron here. Excited to help you learn more about your guitar. Hey, in this video, I wanted to just talk through kind of some of the aspects of your guitar, some of the pieces that make it work. I think it's helpful as we learn to play the guitar to know what the guitar itself is made of. So let's just kind of dive in and talk about these. We'll start at the top, near the headstock, and then we'll work our way down. Okay, so here's my day in and day out favorite acoustic guitar. It's my Taylor. This is a 314 CE, 300 series guitar, okay, which is characterized by just some of the binding, the wood that it's made out of on the top, and just the quality that's put into some of the components. Also, the 14 defines the size of the body, and then the CE for the cutaway right there, okay? So what's at the top? Okay, but this is called our headstock. And the headstock for each brand is gonna have a different shape right here. So Martin is straight across. Here is an Epiphone of mine, and you can see it's got the kind of the mustache look right there. I've got a Gretsch over here. I'll show you the Gretsch. Here's my Gretsch, and you can see the headstock there has got just kind of a little mountain. So each brand, each maker, each manufacturer is going to have their own kind of design up top. And then we've got our tuning pegs right in here. Okay, so this is where you're going to tune your guitar. Important when putting your strings on, make sure that the strings always are on the inside of your headstock. And when you tune, they're facing out that direction, okay? What you don't want is your strings coming along this side and then coming in. Especially when you start getting down here, that'll take your string, if you do it that way, it'll want to come off of the fretboard, and you'll end up chipping this piece off of the nut, okay? Maybe that's for another video. We'll go over that again. But here's your tuning pegs. This is your nut, and this is basically what keeps your strings in the proper place as they're going into the tuning pegs and down the fretboard. Depending on what you make this out of, it's gonna dramatically make a difference in the tone of your guitar. So this is bone. I've got this guitar that I built here. This is made out of kind of a, not tusk, but it's something kind of similar to that. I guess I should know. Here's a plastic one. It's made out of a type of plastic. It's not like, you know, what your little toys are made out of. It's still got a good tone. I've got another one. I've got a Dan Electro that has an aluminum nut, and it's got a unique characteristic in the tone. Pretty thin sounding, but anyways, this is made out of bone. And then we've got the neck. Now the neck has basically 4 pieces to it. You've got the wood here, that is what we formerly call the neck. And then this black here is the fretboard. And between the neck and the fretboard, there is a metal rod on most guitars. Metal rod that comes down here, and you'll see that we've got a little cover. Now if we were to take this cover off, you would see that there's a screw in there. That screw runs all the way down the center of the fretboard. It's called a truss rod, and that is what adjusts how straight the neck is and how close that these strings are going to be to the fretboard. So that's called a truss rod. So far we've got the neck, the fretboard, and the truss rod. And then we've got what we call frets, these little bars that come across here. This is your first fret. When we say that we're going to play on the first fret, we're meaning this space that is in between. So when we talk about frets, the space before the fret is always what we're talking about. So first fret, second fret, third fret, okay? Does that kind of help you make sense? We'll come back to more of that here in just a moment. Now coming down, on the acoustic guitar, we've got our sound hole. That's right here. Then we've got the body of the guitar. This is the top of the guitar. The we've got obviously the sides. These are the electronics. And we've got the tail piece. Now this tail piece is made up of a saddle, and then this, what we call the bridge, and then these are our pegs for our strings. And they're just called pegs. They don't really have a special name. They're just called pegs, okay? So this whole piece right here is made up of three things. You've got your saddle, and you've got your bridge, and then you've got the pegs. Inside, you're going to have all kinds of bracing and support that we don't necessarily need to get into today. Then you've got the cutaway. So that's what this is all made of. That's what makes up this guitar. You've got, some guitars may have electronics. They may be in different places. It may be down here on the bottom. It may be like there. But all of this is what makes up your guitar. So important things to remember that are really going to make a big difference is how to talk about your frets. When we're talking about the guitar, we're going to say down and we're going to say up. The reason we say up is because as you play up, your tone is going to be higher, up, but as you come down, your tone is going to be lower, going down, okay? So a lot of times people get confused when I say up or down on the neck. This is always up going that way and down coming this way. And we've got first fret, which is the space before the first fret, which is right there. Second, third, fourth. Now you'll notice that we have these dots. These dots are to help you kind of know where you're at on the guitar. Most of the time on most of the guitars out there, you've got 3, 5, 7, 9, 12, okay? And then we start going to 14 and 16. 12th is always exactly 1 octave from open. Same note, just an octave higher. So as you're coming up, you can always know right there is an octave. But we've got 3, 5, 7, 9, 12, 14, and 16. 15 and 17. So I hope that helps you kind of understand more about your guitar. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. Happy playing.